Pokemon Math Professor here with our last review for this group, and we are going to be talking about transformations. Now, in general, transformations talk about any change to a shape, and we're going to talk about them from a non-algebraic point of view during the review. And when you get into your algebra class, you'll talk about them from an equation point of view or algebraic point of view there. This is just a review of some of the basic transformations. Translations. This is where a shape is sliding back and forth. It could be left to right, it could even be up and down, it could be side to side, but the point here is that it's just moving without turning, flipping, or changing its size in any way. So you're not changing the shape, it's just like you're sliding it over, just like sliding over on a table. So here's an example. I started with my triangle in the bottom left, and all I did was slide it up and to the right, but I didn't change anything else about it. A reflection. Reflections are when you flip things over. Flipping a shape over is just like with a mirror. When you look into a mirror, everything is flipped backwards. In order to do a reflection, you have to have a line of reflection. Now, what's really important here is about where points are located. If, however far a point is located on one side of the reflection, when you flip it over to the other side, it's going to be that same distance away from the line of reflection, just on the other side. So here's an example. I have my triangle on the left, and it's pointed, sort of like pointed to the left. And notice how its distance away from my dashed line, when I reflect it over that dashed line, it's still the same distance. It doesn't get any closer or any farther away. It's just now going a different direction, the same distance away from the line. Now, dilations. Dilations are a different type of transformation. Dilations keep the exact same shape, but the size changes. Now, there are two types of dilations. The first type of dilation is an enlargement. Like it sounds, the shape gets bigger. Okay? So notice the shape is exactly the same, except the size. For an enlargement, the size gets bigger. And in the other direction, we have a reduction, or it gets smaller in size. Again, same shape, just smaller in size. And that's a dilation. Now, here's the connection to algebra. Look at graphs. Graphs are still lines, or graphs are lines and are considered shapes. And because they are considered shapes, they can experience transformations as well. Typically in an Algebra 1 class, you are going to do transformations that include horizontal or vertical shifts or translations, moving left to right on the graph or up and down on the graph. You might deal with reflections, reflection over the x-axis, reflection over the y-axis. Later on, you'll even look at reflections over a different type of line. And then finally, dilations. Dilations are really big in algebra in terms of making shapes bigger or making shapes smaller. And those two, either an enlargement or a reduction, will actually change the graph as well. So those are how these three types of transformations will come up in Algebra 1. Again, thanks to SlidesGo for helping me with my slides.